5 years ago, Vil was the school's magic-less punchline, the only reason he even got enrolled being his friendship with Ilaria. But once she graduated to Magi Vander status, the school felt free to treat him like yesterday's lunch. Despite the relentless teasing, Vil channeled his inner overachiever and decided to graduate anyway. Accompanied by a friend, he marched into the headmistress's office for an evaluation. She raised an eyebrow at his prospects, but was soon left gobsmacked when he countered all her fire spells in mere seconds. Impressed, she declared he could stay not for his magic, mind you, but for the entertainment value. Vil, ever the hopeful romantic, asked the headmistress if he could sit next to Eli again if he beefed up his skills. She simply warned him that hard work and perseverance were key, but even that might not guarantee him a seat at the cool kids' table. Fast forward to the present, and Worker is educating his classmates about the Tower of Magic, where the only ways to advance are either to invent a new magic or collect over 7,000 credits, pretty much like trying to level up in a video game without any cheat codes. After class, Colette checks in on him about their strict teacher, Worker. Vil admits that while Worker is a hard-ass, at least he offers remedial classes most professors wouldn't bother. As they chat, they overhear Shen's friends gushing over how he defeated an evil sentinel. Little do they know, Vil is the one who actually took down that monster. Shen, feeling threatened by Vil's awesomeness, confronts him but realizes he can't even handle a real fight and walks away in shame. Meanwhile, Edward storms into Headmistress Cauldron's office, demanding Vil's expulsion. Cauldron questions his sudden vendetta, pointing out that Vil is a model student, minus the magic. Edward, with all the charm of a rock, insists Vil doesn't belong, but Cauldron proposes a test. If Vil fails, he can kick him out. Back in his locker room, Vil asks Colette for help. She spots his sword and asks if he's still practicing. He sighs about the no-weapons policy at school. They head to the library to study, but Edward swoops in to call Vil to the spell hall for a special remedial class. Vil is suspicious but knows this can't be good. In the spell hall, Edward proposes a challenge: hit him, and he'll grant Vil 5 credits. Miss, and he's out of the school. Vil is stuck dodging Edward's low-level black magic, realizing he's in over his head. Just when he thinks it can't get worse, Colette rushes in, bringing his sword. Armed and ready, Vil counters Edward's fire spell, shocking everyone. In a heated showdown, Vil manages to land a scratch on Edward's cheek, earning his 5 credits while collapsing from exhaustion. As Colette rushes to congratulate him, he promptly passes out. Cauldron praises Vil's tactics, and Worker admires his strategy. In a nostalgic flashback, we see Elfie gifting Vil goggles before leaving for the top of the tower, where he promises he'll find a way to join her. No more crying or being pathetic, just ambition. Now back in reality, Vil is juggling paper deliveries to fund his tuition. He runs into Donan, who wishes him luck, and as Vil makes his rounds, he spills newspapers everywhere but recovers like a pro. One article catches his eye. It's about Elfie, now a magic prodigy with 12 original spells. Motivated, he rushes back to his dorm, asking his roommate, Rusty, for help making a magic item. In the dungeon, Vil discovers a horde of students competing for the same task. Shen, still grappling with his inferiority complex, blows up some frost walkers with a massive explosion. Impressed yet annoyed, Vil realizes he'll have to venture deeper into the dungeon to find any ice cores. While traversing the caverns, he saves a girl named Iris from monsters, dazzling her with his sword skills. Back at the academy, Worker gives a lecture about the grand achievement of creating new magic, which could catapult students to the top of the tower. Colette can't help but swoon over Elfie's accomplishments, much to the teasing of her friends. As Vil and Iris walk deeper into the dungeon, she expresses her admiration for him, despite his lack of magic. Inspired, they discuss their shared goal of assisting the Magi Vander, explaining how it ties into the lore of their world. In a nutshell, it's not just about idolizing powerful mages, but preventing their world from descending into darkness. Iris, convinced that her mission to support Ilaria is crucial, excitedly recalls the day she had the honor of meeting her hero. Picture this, trapped in a dungeon with monsters ready to make her a snack. Iris thought her life was flashing before her eyes until a wall of ice suddenly froze her attackers. When she turned around, there stood Ilaria, calmly checking if she was okay. Talk about a dramatic rescue. This experience ignites Iris's determination to help Ilaria, but alas, her quest for Frost Walker cores has been fruitless. Her search spell is as effective as a wet paper towel, leading her to believe the other students have snagged all the cores. Vil, ever the skeptic, shows her a gigantic ice fragment left behind by a Frost Walker, hinting at a powerful one lurking nearby, probably hiding where Iris's spell can't sniff it out. When Iris questions how Vil knows this despite lacking magic, he quips that he studies it for fun. His experience tells him they're in for a boss battle, and as he heroically dashes to save Iris, she realizes they're facing a Frost Rex, the heavyweight champion of Frost Walkers and a 6-credit monster to boot. As the Frost Rex fires an ice laser, Vil gracefully dodges and gets to work, using a magic item from Rosie like a pro magician pulling tricks out of his hat. With quick thinking, he entangles the Rex and, recognizing its Achilles heel spoiler, fire magic and explosives, sets a trap that leads to a spectacular explosion. The Rex is reduced to a pile of ice chips, leaving Iris slack-jawed at Vil's unexpected prowess. She's ready to report her findings, noting that Vil is way stronger than the rumors suggested. Later, in the Wizard Tower, Iris is ready to spill the tea about her discovery. Vil, the no-talent wonder. Some Magi Vanders are skeptical, while others see the potential for chaos the fun kind. They decide to wait for the Grand Magic Festival to see if he can impress them or at least not trip over his own feet. Ali is thrilled that Vil is still trying to keep his promise, which is heartwarming. Fast forward to the test where students battle golems. Shen and Colette make it look easy, while Vil is getting thoroughly schooled by a golem. The crowd is loving the spectacle, mocking him for his lack of magic like it's a comedy show. Meanwhile, the top-tier trio Lena, Wigil, and Julius are flexing their magical muscles and raking in credits like it's a competition. During lunch, Colette champions the idea of Vil entering the festival to flip the script on his reputation. Vil is as enthusiastic about this as a cat in a bathtub, fearing another round of humiliation. But Colette persists, and they stumble upon a secret gambling ring where students bet on festival winners. Shen is lurking there, secretly caring about his odds, which is the real plot twist. After classes, Colette invites Vil for some quality time, but duty calls at Jen's restaurant. Donan, the dwarf, feels for Vil's hard work. Enter Julius, the resident bully, who waltzes in to roast the restaurant and its staff like they're his personal punching bags. Vil, fed up with the disrespect, steps up to Julius, ready to defend the dwarves. When Julius throws food at him, it's a perfect excuse for Vil to unleash some pent-up aggression in self-defense mode. Julius, now fueled by rage, threatens Vil, but our hero shows no fear in his eyes. Instead of begging for mercy, he challenges Julius to a showdown at the Magic Festival, demanding an apology for the dwarves if he wins. And just like that, episode ends with a mic drop. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to keep up with this magical roller coaster. Who knows? You might just witness Vil's epic comeback or get caught in the next ice blast, your choice.